Okay, this is going to have to be a rough transition today.
1, 2, 3,
because we do not have our original logo. We've made it to episode 49, and unfortunately, we have lost the logo in the format of my iPhone, but that's okay. We are hitting up episode 49 here, and also episode 50 on the last day and the final few hours of 2023. The subject matter of this episode has got to be about my primary musical collaborator, Harrison Andrew, the Hitman Foreman. I gave props to Tony in the last episode, which was only right. I guess he's about my oldest friend, still rocking the music with me. Thank goodness. And Harrison similarly has made a colossal impact on my ability to record music and play live, and just wanted to acknowledge his significant contribution to my music over the past 3 years since we met back some years ago. And I was just thinking, in terms of playing live, I guess that Harrison and I would have played I'm saying that I think I played probably about between 40 and 50 shows with Tony, based on a lot of free shows that I used to do. Harrison has been more actual gigs where we've been paid a little something, but we've been fairly regular, and a lot of those times Tony wasn't able to come. So I'm going to say that, let's see, we played a minimum of 12 shows per year for 3 years, which of course would bring us to 36. But then last year we were also doubling up some months and playing for the downtown gathering, which wound up fizzling really upon a time. But I think we probably played 4 or 5 of those. We're going to say 5. One of those I wasn't even at. Lee and Harrison have kind of got the guys together and pulled that off. In addition to that, I'm going to say that we played at least 5 shows at Mount Gilead for Luna's Pizza Restaurant. And then beyond that, I would say that in the past, I think Harrison and I have played at least 4 times at Backstreet. And we have played at least 2 times at Albemarle Nutrition. So that would put the gigs that Harrison and I have played at a crazy 52 in the past 3 years. So that's pretty outrageous. And in addition to that, those 50 gigs, we have also recorded at least 29 songs at Snug Record Studio in Faith. Of those 29 songs, I think about 4 of those, one of them is still in progress. One of them was an outright Harrison write from another album of his, and I think 2 of them were songs of mine that had been previously recorded, or just that I wrote outside the collaboration. But apart from that, we wrote all those pretty much together, which is insane amount of output. So we basically have 2 or possibly 3 albums kind of sitting on the door of being complete, and some of them actually are complete. But it's an outrageous amount of work. It's like I would call this my Prince phase, and all that is, of course, to credit to just how a lot of things. I guess I want to give Harrison all the credit in the world for being like the most lithe musician, able to do so many things that I can't. Really great about transposing and really good timing. Awesome at drums and bass, not just guitar, and just all around easy to work with collaborator. And I think that's kind of contributed to the most fertile ground I've ever been working on as far as the old music creation is concerned. And the fact is not lost on me. I think we have played a lot of these shows, and I think the average listener would come along and say, those guys are pretty good. Especially that redheaded kid. He can really play. But now I recognize on the one hand that as amazing as that has been, that I think maybe I don't want to put I'm not putting words in Harrison's mouth because he actually said the word burnout. Back some time ago when we were talking about like how many shows, particularly when they kind of happen to fall together. And, I obviously you play when you can, and I couldn't control the the frequency or the timing of those Luna's gigs, any more than anyone else. And unfortunately, like Lee, that was the kind of the thing that sort of took him away from playing with us. And then, of course, when that all happened, some stuff happened with Will, and the electric band never really got to happen. I mean, it still could happen. But, more and more, the older I get, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing my idea of what will be great onto some other people. I hope that people come with the same level of enthusiasm, and there's other guys, Mark and Tim, that I'm doing music with now, or at least dabbling at music with, and all of them, they have their own priorities too. So I'm just looking to make whatever time that Harrison and I spend rehearsing for live shows, I like to have it a little bit more like targeted on having like a special performance instead of just a performance. I'm very proud of the just a performances that we're doing. Those are primarily happening at Loafers, and we've gotten some fantastic feedback, and I can only assume people are happy because they're giving great tips. But for me, for the musician that I want to be, I want to be more technical like Harrison too, but I want to be a pure performer on another level than what I am right now. And for us to get there, I'm not putting anything on Harrison here. This is me. I don't remember stuff as fast. I don't remember things as well as he does. I don't remember the lyrics. I'm much older, so I have to kind of like get our rehearsals a lot more like refined on making that new show. The show that we've been playing, to be honest with you, we don't have to rehearse that show anymore. We can just show up, and it's never going to fall below a certain level. If there are no technical issues, we're going to have a pretty good show, regardless. I might make a mistake here or there. He might make a mistake here or there. The average person listening would never know it. We would know it, but the average person wouldn't know it. But that we would know it part is important to me. And I want to exceed what I've done before, and I want to find a way for Bowers Foreman shows to be on that next level, another plateau. And I just feel like with the right song choice and the right preparation time, and mostly that's just on me needing to rehearse it with him. He's much faster on the uptake for all material than me, but I feel like that can happen, but not if we're trying to play every 4 weeks, and essentially the same show. So I'm going to still play those shows because I need it, but I'm hoping to kind of engineer it to where maybe every other show is a Bowers Foreman show, or every third show is a Bowers Foreman show. And as such, we can get 2 to 3 actual rehearsals. If you think about it, you go like, hey, once a month, that shouldn't burn anybody out. But, like everybody else, I have things that I have to get done. He has a lot going on, obviously, with his job and, other family and friends and relationships and stuff. It only makes sense. But, so getting in that once a month show and then getting a rehearsal, that's 2 times right there. And then if you're going to get 2 rehearsals, that's 3 times. That's 3 weeks out of the month that you got to, get together and rehearse and put that time aside. So I do get that. Hopefully by stretching that out a little bit more, to where we're hitting up a Bowers Foreman show maybe every 3 months is kind of what I'm thinking, until that's not enough and, he wants to play more, or, we have other engagements outside of that. I'd be good with all of that. He wasn't able to come play with me this year at Christmas, but he did make the little thing we did at the coffee shop, which was great. I was glad we got to at least play those Christmas songs, but I think that what I walked away from that whole Christmas music thing, once again, I mentioned this before, we were supposed to play Winterfest, and the weather was calling for some bad weather, which never came, and they just pulled the plug on Winterfest altogether. So essentially, at least 3 or 4 rehearsals were wasted on Winterfest. I'm not doing that again for Christmas music. If the guys want to get up and do a pull-up here at the store, or just play downstairs for our annual party, and if they don't, that's fine too. I will say this, Tony has played with me for the last 4 years. Ever since Albemarle Nutrition has been open, Tony has played with me for Christmas, and it's been super fun. And I'm thinking Harrison did that once down there. I can't really remember, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just trying to be more logical in my approach to the live play, because at the end of the day, nobody really cares. I mean, somebody can appreciate it in the moment, but it's not anything they think about. We're not selling CDs, so it's got to be realistic and have a meaning to it. And for me, the meaning is getting to that next level, having that show one day in the future at Loafers or somewhere where people are in there and they're just like, whoa, these dudes are hitting it on a different level. And I don't always know exactly what makes people think that. Like, I just know as a musician, if I hear two guitars, that's always better than one if they're together and like there's some cool lead play. That's always better than one. Same with backing vocals and harmony, and that's another thing I'm hoping to explore a little bit more with Tim Irwin. But we'll see. He's supposed to be joining me for my next show for 3 songs, and I hope to develop that. In addition to all that, there's talk of doing a Beatles review show with Tim, and I think that will be awesome because we can harmonize each other, and that's just something you never hear at Loafers. And again, just trying to put something out there. I mean, there's a lot of great acts that play there now. I mean, I'm trying to book a real diversity into Loafers and Legends Restaurant. You got Joy or Joy and the Gent on one side of it. And then on the other side, you got like Jessica Yates, a kind of really country singer, soul country singer. You got other people that have been around the karaoke scene are starting to come out and bring their acts. And there's a couple 70s and 80s reviews that I'm really excited to see those. Mama Molasses, if you don't know who she is, look her up, Ella Patrick on Facebook. She's going to be there at the end of February. And then some other musicians that I've been able to work with in the studio I'm bringing in from parts a little further out. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. But all that to say that this year and the last 2 years could not have been nearly what they were without, Harrison's contribution to my music. There's just absolutely no way. So thank you very much, Harrison. I do appreciate that. I appreciate you. You're a great friend and an unbelievable music collaborator. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great new year. Hope you guys all have a great new year. And, being that I'm going to do another one of these to sort of recap the year and to get us to number flipping 50. You didn't think it was going to happen, but looky what's happening. We're going to finally get to number 50. I will close out by saying that I spent Christmas Day really sick because I let a client talk me into doing one last massage session and saying that she had she wasn't sick even though she was coughing. She had loaded some corn. I knew that wasn't true. I should have stopped it. But, of course, the crud got me. It didn't get me the way it does a lot of people because I'm always taking stuff here to kind of keep my immune system pumped up. So, fortunately, it just kind of knocked the wind out of my sails a little bit and really kind of ruined Christmas Day for me. But I did recover from it. But, unfortunately, by the end of that recovery time, Summer is off on vacation and we have Delilah again, and that has been less than ideal. Usually I'm having fun, the week of New Year's, and we spent the night at the hotel last night, and it wasn't fun at all. And I think Delilah's kind of on the tail end of a little bit of cold too. So between Nancy being all stressed out and Delilah, being herself, and then me just not quite up to my normal standard of, activity, or you could say, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe I took the cold medicine too long and stuff, and that messed with my appetite. So, like, literally every meal I had just didn't taste good this whole week. So, yeah, I'm feeling a whole lot better now. Just got a touch of heat, I think. Sitting up here and, Liam wanting to put the heater on and me begging him not to because I'm sweating. So, yeah, it's a little weird, but I'm off the cold meds. I'm just trying to focus on drinking as much water as possible. And I will. I'll be looking to put all this rough feeling to behind me and get on the old treadmill tomorrow, just like everybody else, and say, "Hey, it's a new year. I'm going to work out and get back to my diet." That's one thing that definitely fell off because when you're sick, you don't try to follow a diet. I will say I haven't ate much food, but I did not follow the diet the way I normally do. So, anywho. That's going to do it for episode 49 of Brentocast. You guys will hear from me one more time this year in the next coming hours for my closeout for the year. But thanks for listening. 2023 has not been the greatest year of my life, but it's been a good year. It's an exciting year for Delilah and all the things that changed. She was, she's really coming to her own as a human being now. She can communicate perfectly. So, I'm excited to see where we go in 2024. But, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Brentocast.